Most people think changing their life requires something huge, a massive burst of motivation, a perfect routine, a complete reset starting Monday. But what if the real secret is something much smaller, something so small it almost feels too easy to matter? Imagine improving your life by just 1% every day, not 50%, not overnight success, just 1% better than yesterday. It sounds tiny, but over time, that tiny change can completely transform your life. And today, I want to show you exactly how that works. The problem most people face, here's the trap most of us fall into. We want our lives to change fast, so we set huge goals. I'll wake up at 5 a.m. every day. I'll work out for an hour. I'll study 4 hours daily. I'll fix everything starting tomorrow. And for a few days, it works. You feel motivated, disciplined, focused. But then something happens. You miss one day, then another, and suddenly you feel like you failed. So you quit. Not because you're weak, but because your brain hates sudden drastic change. Your brain prefers small adjustments, and that's where the 1% rule becomes powerful. What the 1% rule actually means. The 1% rule is simple. Instead of trying to change your life instantly, you improve something slightly every day. Just a little, a tiny step, so small it almost feels insignificant. Maybe you read 2 pages instead of none. Maybe you study 10 minutes. Maybe you walk for 5 minutes. Maybe you wake up 15 minutes earlier. At first, it feels like nothing, but here's the magic. Small improvements compound over time, just like money in a bank account. The results don't show up immediately, but eventually, they multiply. Why small changes actually work. Let's say you decide to read just 10 pages a day. That sounds small, but in 1 month, that's about 300 pages. That's several books. In 1 year, that could be 15 to 20 books. Now imagine doing the same with other habits. 10 minutes learning a skill, 15 minutes exercising, 20 minutes focused work. Suddenly you're not stuck anymore. You're quietly building momentum, and momentum is one of the most powerful forces in personal growth. The real enemy, all or nothing thinking. One reason people struggle with improvement is all or nothing thinking. We think if we can't do something perfectly, it's not worth doing. If I can't work out for an hour, I won't work out at all. If I can't study for 3 hours, I'll just skip it. If I can't wake up early, I'll just sleep in. But the truth is, doing something badly is still better than doing nothing. 5 push-ups are better than 0. 10 minutes of studying is better than none. 1 page of reading still moves you forward. Progress doesn't require perfection. It only requires movement. The compound effect most people ignore. Here's something interesting. If you improve just 1% every day for a year, you don't end up 365% better. You end up almost 37 times better. Because improvement compounds, each small step builds on the last one. That's why people who start slow often end up far ahead, while others burn out chasing huge changes. Small progress may feel invisible today, but it becomes unstoppable over time. How to start using the 1% rule. If you want to try this, start simple. Pick one area of your life, just one. Maybe your focus, your health, your learning, your mindset. Then ask yourself, what's the smallest step I can take today? Not the perfect step, the easiest possible step. Maybe it's reading 5 pages, writing 1 idea, studying 10 minutes, cleaning your room for 3 minutes. Once that habit feels normal, you increase it slightly, and slowly, your identity changes. You become someone who takes action daily. Why consistency beats motivation? Motivation is powerful, but it's unreliable. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you feel tired, distracted, or discouraged. Consistency is different. Consistency doesn't require excitement. It only requires showing up, even on the boring days, especially on the boring days, because those are the days that build discipline, and discipline is what makes improvement permanent. What your life looks like after months of 1% growth. Imagine this. 6 months from now, you read several books. Your focus has improved. You've built better habits. Your confidence is higher, not because of one big moment, but because of hundreds of small choices. That's the quiet power of the 1% rule. It turns ordinary days into long-term transformation. Closing. If your life feels stuck right now, you don't need a dramatic reset. You don't need perfect motivation. You don't need to fix everything today. Just start with 1%, one small improvement, one tiny habit, one action today, because big life changes rarely come from huge decisions. They come from small actions repeated consistently. So tonight, try one thing. Read 1 page, write 1 idea, take 1 small step, and tomorrow, do it again. That's how unstoppable lives are built, 1% at a time. And if you're on this journey too, let's improve together.